YouTube. It has been a while. It has been a long while. Now, we stepped off of it a little bit, but I want to bring back some of the vlog style content, if I can. But I wanted to just go through like a day in the life. We've just wrapped up some check-ins. It's currently Monday, midday Monday, and I've been at the laptop all morning, completing obviously the guys' check-ins, giving their feedback at the start of the week so they know exactly what they need to be doing to make sure that they are still progressing nicely. But that is always how we kick things off on a Monday. It's always with the client check-ins, making sure that they've got their feedback and making sure that they're progressing well. But I wanted to come through with the vlogs again because, I don't know, I wanted to show a bit more of an insight into what I do, obviously behind the scenes, outside of the content that you already see maybe on my Instagram, which I know is where a lot of you are going to be coming through from. But obviously you don't really get a lot of depth from that, and you don't really get to hear, I don't know, my perspective on certain things around obviously training, around how to obviously be living a fulfilled life and what to obviously be doing, but also just some more behind the scenes of actually like us running the company and running the business and the transformation company that I am trying to build. So I just thought I'd do a little bit more of a raw, uncut media style, which I previously done before, but if I'm completely honest, I got a little bit burnt out from it. I found it quite difficult to actually keep up, but that does not mean to say that it's not something that I want to do and nor can do obviously going forwards. And that probably brings on to a point that I think I actually try and teach my own guys in their training feedback and in obviously their Monday check-ins, which a lot of the stuff obviously that we do from a physique development standpoint and helping our guys obviously get in shape very much comes down to A, behavioural change, and B, obviously just breaking limiting beliefs in terms of what you can actually do within the day-to-day, and then obviously what that will then unlock for you in terms of what you can actually achieve. So certain things might be difficult initially when starting out, and that's definitely what I found when actually starting like this vlog style content before. Ignore the dressing gown in the background, by the way. I am in my parents' bedroom right now because we're visiting home, just visiting family for a couple of weeks across mum's birthday and Mother's Day. But anyway, breaking obviously their limiting beliefs so that they can actually get stuck in and unlock the physique obviously that they have been wanting for years, and have obviously so that they can then feel more confident within their physique, and just be fitter, healthier, and significantly stronger. So I'm going to kick things off with that. We're going to keep it pretty raw. I'm a bit not used to this. I'm a bit out of practice with this style of content, so please bear with me. But if you want to follow along in terms of obviously what I do, and I want to show you a little bit more behind the scenes of what we do here, then follow along. But I hope you enjoy. But today, to wrap up obviously this video here, we've got normal Monday in the books, to be honest. All right, so for me, what that looks like is cracking on with the check-ins. In fact, wake up, go for a walk first. We clear off the messages. We clear off obviously any client messages, any questions that we have coming through over the weekends and so on, making sure the guys have got their responses back. And that also allows me to get a nice morning walk in. And I like to kind of start the day like that. It just gets the heart rate up a little bit, freshens me up a little bit, wakes me up. And then we get stuck into the Monday check-ins. But now I've literally just broken off, had breakfast, rehydrated, and now I'm about to go to the gym. So I'll see you there.
Somebody died today. I saw his picture in the funny papers. Didn't think anybody died on a Friday. Some angry banker or some kind of money trader recently divorced or drunk driving down the highway and drove off the bridge to his wedding song. Blew out the bass in the speakers, you could still hear the trouble going. The hospital was useless and everything was quiet but the music. Recently I only meet peace, went in deep sleep in the same dream. World safe, smile on her face, waiting on the other side. I wonder if you'll take me to the other side. Yeah. What your eyes see, too naive for war and that'll screw you. Still bet it all on the glory.
Oh my gosh, I'm shattered. So that's the training session boxed off. It's hot in here as well. I was supposed to film some of that, but the gym was actually pretty busy. But not only that, I forgot my tripod because obviously coming home, visiting the family, already maxed out the suitcase and all the luggage, and I didn't really want to be carrying the tripod. But thinking about it now, I definitely should have. But anyway, training session boxed off, back home, back into work, gonna have some lunch now. Then need to piece some content together before getting stuck into a little bit of an evening block with the guys. But I'm gonna see if I can balance that on there. No, I cannot. So I actually started to trial a new training split today, which is a framework that I have used before, but not in this manner. It's slightly different to what I've actually done before, but basically it's a full body training style, which I always trial all different splits just to see, obviously, from the latest research and obviously what's been said to be the best, slash obviously testing and seeing how it actually feels, because I feel like there's too many people that just they live out of a book, or they'll read something and then they'll just take that as gospel and then obviously go and put it in, and won't go and put it into practice. Sorry, they'll just read it and then preach it. Whereas for myself, I like to try, and anything that I'm studying, anything that I'm learning at the time, I always trial it and see obviously how I actually feel with it, how I get on with it, and so on. So long story short, I'm going to be running a little bit of a new split and I'm going to see how it goes, but it is a full body split. So I'll be training 3 days a week, or depending on weekends, what we do on the weekends and so on, it's basically 1 day on, 1 day off. So obviously sometimes that will run onto the weekend, but sometimes it won't. But I'll keep you posted. I'll see how it goes. It's basically full body, so you'll do one exercise across every muscle group, but you will actually take it to complete failure. That's basically the point of it. And then obviously to push enough stimulus for growth, for new muscle growth. Then obviously you take a rest day and then you come back on and you do the same again. You change the exercises, but you follow the same framework in terms of the selection and the order that you moved in. So say, for example, if I done one chest, one shoulders, one back, one arms, other arms, so for example bicep and tricep, then one quad, one, and so on. So you follow that framework, but there's 4 different workouts individually, but they're all full body following that split. So we'll see. I'll keep you posted.
Pay my rent by Tuesday. I bet I'll be rich by April Fool's Day. The moon's wide awake with a smile on his face.
So we might have missed a few days. It's been a really busy week. I can't remember whether I mentioned earlier in the week that we are back visiting family for Mother's Day, Mum's birthday, which is actually in the same week, which is very, very handy. But we're only back for 2 weeks. So we are literally just, outside of obviously working and training, catching up with as many people as we possibly can, whether that be family, friends, and everybody else, which has been taking up a hell of a lot of time. So I know I wanted to commit to doing obviously a raw video like this, but yeah, seeing people and catching up with everyone obviously took a priority over that. But we're back. Anyway, I've just got back from the gym again. I can't remember where I wrapped up that last one, but we just got back from the gym. I just hit an upper body training session, which was good. I've just had some lunch before getting back into an evening block, which we've got 4 calls. Just strategy calls with potential new guys wanting to join up, just to go through like game plan, see obviously where they're at currently, see what needs to be done in terms of where they're wanting to get to, and then of course we can piece together a bit of a strategy and of course go from there. And then we have got dinner around Fran's mum's house tonight, and then we are heading back here before flying tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to that, to be honest. I'm looking forward to going back, but I think where the weather has been so good since we've been here, it's made it a hell of a lot more enjoyable being back home, visiting family and everything like that. I think I would have said maybe something different if like the weather obviously wasn't as good, but that's not been the case. It's literally been clear blue skies every single day since we've been back, and it's a nice like cool temperature. And obviously coming back from Dubai, which now it's getting hot, it's about, I looked actually the other day and it's now getting up to like 37, 38, 36. It comes back down towards the back end of the week, which will be nice for when we go back. Well, I say nice, that's still going to be really hot. But yeah, getting back into like nice weather, but it's nice and cool. It's still cold, so you can put a jumper on and you're absolutely like perfect. Or if you wanted to obviously cool off, you can just take the jumper off and then you're good, and you're going to get colder. I love that kind of weather, but yeah, we're heading back tomorrow. It's currently getting a bit toasty up there now, so over there now. So yeah, we'll see what that's like. But anyway, we're going to get stuck back into this work block, and then yeah, we'll go from there. Yes, team, slightly sunnier climate today. We are back in Dubai, thank God. I say thank God. To be fair, it wasn't too bad being back in the UK and the weather was unbelievable, but it does feel good to be back. I will outright say that. Just the difference that you feel in a place that you absolutely love. But I mean, look, like, it speaks for itself, to be honest. It's good to be back. As I said, we landed late last night, early hours of the morning this morning, if anything, but we're straight back at it today. Unfortunately, I made a bit of a mistake. I went home and got a new phone, and I transferred my SIM over. This is boring chat, but I transferred my SIM over. Then I had an eSIM that then didn't work in the new phone. So anyway, I've been straight back at it today, getting that sorted out so I can actually receive some messages and get stuff through, and start living properly. And now there's going to be a lot of building work going on, but wanted to come on and just obviously say, first of all, it's bloody good to be back again, but secondly, the difference that it makes being in a place that you absolutely love being in, and that, like, obviously for anybody that would be location, right? But it doesn't always have to be like that. But a lot of the guys that I speak to back at home, even when talking about like training, right, being in a training environment that you enjoy, going to a gym that you actually enjoy, following a training program that you actually enjoy, like the difference that has on how that actually makes you feel is second to none. And it's something that I recommend everybody to do if you haven't already got that sorted out. Like, just assess your environment and be like, do I actually enjoy being here? Whether that be obviously where you live, whether that be the gym that you're in, or whether that be even the situation that you're in. That could be environment in terms of your physique, in terms of relationships that you're in, and so on. But assess those, ask yourself, do I enjoy being here? And if that's a no, then I would always encourage people to do something about it. Anyway, fortunately, while we were back in the UK visiting, training was absolutely dialed in. That is normally a non-negotiable that I try and keep up with all the time. But pleased that I definitely did. So simply a case of getting back to it today. Coming into this week as well, just getting back to a normal routine, settling back in. There's not too much of a time difference now. It's only 3 hours, so I don't really think we're going to be that jet lagged, but we'll see about that. But I am looking forward to getting back into training. I put up on my Instagram story the other day about that I've been considering doing kind of some form of new challenge, some form of new like training regime, not training regime, but more so a challenge to actually get stuck into and do exactly that, challenge myself. And I had a number of different entries, a lot of high rocks entries, saying, all right, should I do a high rocks and so on. And I'm not sure, I'm not fully set on a high rocks yet. I had a few entries on the turf games or like a CrossFit game style of like competition type thing, and I quite fancy myself some of that because my background is actually more so like gymnastics and like weightlifting and weight based, whereas obviously high rocks is a lot more like cardio. And to be honest, I'm not really built for cardio. I'm not bad. If I get into it, I've got a relative engine, but yeah, it's not great. So we'll see. I'm going to assess the different entries that we've had. Sorry if it's a bit windy here, by the way. I'm going to assess the different entries that we've had and see obviously how we fare with those and what the rest of them were, because we had a few marathon entries. That should be a bit better if that was really windy just then, by the way. We had a few marathon entries, absolutely not fancying that. Even a half marathon, not fancying that. I think something more like weight based and more like skill based is what, no offense to marathon runners, I'm sure there's lots of skill involved with that, but yeah, just something a little bit more based around that so that I can get my lifting shoes on still. But yeah, we're going to keep you posted on that one. We'll see how we get on, and then we'll start. I'm just going to choose an event and then book it, because I think that's the biggest thing to do. Just get it booked, because then you've got to start training for it, whether you want to do it or not. Anyway, back upstairs now to get stuck into stuff. I've got some catch up with some clients today. I've got some consultation calls today for some potential new people joining onto the team. Yeah. What is going on, guys? So I've just weighed in this morning. It's currently Friday and I came in at 75.25, which, to be honest, I'm pretty happy about. That's fine. My natural kind of like holding point is around 76. And considering before going back to the UK to visit family, I was on a little bit of a cut. So I brought that down from around 78 was when I actually started that. So pretty happy to be coming back in. We've obviously had a 2.5 week trip in the UK. Now just got back to Dubai. Finally settled down now, which is good. We got back on Wednesday morning. It's now Friday. So yeah, just settled back in. I got a good round of golf in, caught up with the guys yesterday, which was nice. But we're back, and it feels good to be back, to be honest. Although I didn't have a bad time, as I said, away in the UK. It was nice to see family and friends and so on, but it's good to be back just obviously into your normal surroundings, into your normal routine. I feel like there's so much value in ingrained in the routine that you're in, especially if that's locked in towards obviously the goals that you're working towards. And if you will know if you've had a point where you've been absolutely locked in to a routine and you're working towards something, and just each day is just like, yep, you're ticking boxes, you're getting it done. It just feels good. So it feels very good to be back to that. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up the video today. I've got, for the rest of today, I just need to go and train, and I'm also going to be shooting another video which I'm going to do more of like a Q&A style, just based off of some of the common questions that I get. So tune in over to obviously on the YouTube channel for that. But outside of that, I'm just going to go and train. I've just wrapped up the client work for the guys for the weekend as well, obviously ready to start the following week, and I need to shoot that video. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.